Peace, peace, peace. In the now of the one. I appreciate you for being here. We are back like we never left because we never really do. I just left the session. I had a one-on-one session right before I got on here. Beautiful session, beautiful energy. We talked about blockchain technology. Talked about cryptocurrency and the new financial system, the new quantum financial system that is being built right before our eyes. So if you'd like a one-on-one session, I'm sure she's going to pop in and give you guys a testimonial about the session that we had. So if you'd like a testimonial, let's go. Peace, family. I just finished meditation. Thank you for the breath before you spoke. Thank myself. Right. Peace, peace, peace. I appreciate y'all for existing. Now, can I touch on something real quick? I had revelations as well last night. Ooh, I love y'all so dearly. You have no fucking clue. You really have no clue. You have no clue. But let me keep going before I get emotional. You are in the most literal way. I'm doing well. I'm doing so well. I cannot even describe it. I cannot describe how well I'm doing and how well you're doing, even if you don't know it. Here we go. From your vantage point, you have to know that you are the child of God. Listen to me. Listen to me. Feel me. The child of God. Your body was birthed through a canal, a birth canal. The body was birthed through a birth canal. But the essence of who you really are is not that body. You are the son or daughter of God descended to the planet Earth. In a symbolic way, you are the S-U-N of God descended to Earth. It's the reason why your light is so bright. It's the reason why you attract so much. So many people. Everything's energy and they desire yours. Deeply. Because you're giving them a glimpse of God. You're giving them a glimpse of the S-U-N on Earth. That's what it feels like being around you. This is another reason why some people dislike you. They don't even know why. You're blinding them, so to speak, in a figurative way. Peace, peace, peace in the now. The one like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Freedom is ringing on in the planet Earth right now. Through you. Freedom is ringing through you. How is that so? It's so because you said so. When you change your perspective about the reality, the son or daughter of God saves the world from their perspective about the world. The son or daughter of God saves the world from their perspective of the world. The world is simply a mirror of the son or daughter of God. The world is a mirror of the son or daughter of God. You must claim yourself to be that and save the world. But again, you're not walking out into the world trying to change or save anyone. You're simply perceiving it as a shadow of your highest self. As a thought made manifest. Okay, here we go. Thank peace, peace, peace in the now. I love and appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank you for being. This realm, this reality is, you have to think of it as a thought. So me, I'm a thought. This particular realm is a thought. The reality that surrounds you is a thought. It's just a thought. Now, from that thought, you project more thoughts onto it, which is confusing you, putting you in a dream within a dream, a thought within a thought within the original thought, because this is a thought-like reality. This is why you're being pushed to dwell within more. You're being pushed to dwell within yourself more. Yeah, because in that inwardness, you're communicating with the moment, the place, the energy that made this what it is. That's what you're feeling when you're meditating. Wow. Thank you guys for the subscriptions. If you guys, whoever's gifting subscriptions as well, if somebody purchased the subscription and whoever's gifting them, thank you so much. Here we go. You guys can subscribe at the bottom if you feel called to. You have to take the extra thoughts off of the original thought. Eli, I love you. You already know this. What are the extra thoughts? Whatever you're thinking about particularly, like money. That's an extra thought within the thought of this original thought of life. Money, work, relationships, jobs, this, that, all of it are extra thoughts added to the original thought. You have to bring it back to the original thought. Oh shit, I manifested a prop reality with props and populated with other human beings that are mirrors of me. That's what I did. And then I started projecting onto them what I believe about them. Granted, you were born in this reality, so you were a child, but you were infinite awareness as a child. That's why you felt so free and loving as a child. You were infinite consciousness, unconditioned by this particular realm. Let me say that again. When you were a child, you were infinite, unbound awareness, unconditioned by the realm that you were existing in. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Yes, yes, yes. Hit the star below to subscribe. Thank you so much, Lioness. Here we go. Okay, so as a child, you were free. You were, I'm happy. La, la, blah, blah. I have no cares in the world because I'm not being beat down by the Matrix yet. You slowly started to get beat down, and your consciousness started to get conditioned to this particular realm. But when you were a child, you were probably doing things that the adults thought were crazy. You were imagining. You were imagining life and how it could be, and you believed that you can fly. You had those thoughts. You believed that you could move things, and you thought that you were magical when you were a child. Well, your thoughts weren't wrong. You just entered from a magical realm into a realm where magic was lost to time. Moon, you got true followers, man. It's a blessing. True versions. No, don't follow me. I know what you mean, but I'm not real in the way that I'm showing up for you. I live in your mind. Here we go. As a child, that's what it is. It's God's movie. He's playing every role. She's playing every role. It's playing every role. Whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It doesn't care either. Listen to me. This is why when you watch particular movies, there are particular movies where it was based a long time ago. And they would have myths, and the myths was back in the old days there were magic afoot, and magic was here in this realm, and then the magic left this realm. They're describing the fall of man's consciousness in these types of movies. They're trying to show you what it was in this. That's what it is. Magic was lost to time, because within time there are boundaries and laws and rules, the way that energy is able to be moved by the viewer, the magician, or the witch. Now your power was locked away almost in time. So the way that you were thinking, feeling, and expressing took time and space before it manifested in this realm. Now we are thinking in another dimension. We're feeling and expressing from another dimension now. And pulling in things from that dimension to this material world, including the alchemizing of the material world, meaning we're able to move it out of our way now. I told my friend, it was me and my friend, we were alchemizing out. See, here we go. I wasn't even looking. I was with my friend, God being. We were talking about our personal incarnation, and we came to the understanding that it was just us the entire time. Y'all, yeah, in your own right, you exist, but from my incarnation, from my presence, from my nowness, I was like, yo, it was just us the entire time in our entire story, and this was a story of ascension. And we was going back and forth debating about reality throughout the years that we were awakened. And then I was like, yo, bro, come look at the window with me. And we stood up, we looked out the window. And I was like, look, bro, like, if I wanted to, if you wanted to, we can have 10 Lambos pull up right now. I'm not saying that the Lambos they'll pop out with $1 million, but we can get 5 Lambos to pull up from out of consciousness right now if we wanted to. That's synchronicity. It is our reality. It has been us the entire time. Everything else has just been a hologram of our energy. Now, and we're talking to each other, and I'm like, even as you're looking at me and I'm looking at you, I'm looking at a hologram. You're looking at a hologram. But you just think your body's real. And I think my body's real, the way it's showing up for us. But it's our senses. We share that. Our senses are decoding what we're seeing. So we agree that this is what we see. But is that what's there? Or is that all that's there? Right? So we were having this conversation, and we're looking at the window, and I'm like, yo, bro, look. Here's the Subaru. Subaru is one of my biggest synchronicities, a Subaru, right? Which is Pleiadian almost, right? That's what it means in Japanese from what I've gathered. Pleiadians, Subaru comes up, another one comes up. So 3 in a row, 3 Subarus come up the street in a row. We're looking outside. 3 Subarus come up in a row. And I said, bro, this shit is not real, bro. It's an illusion. This is my reality. I'm dreaming. I'm the dreamer. Here, take some synchronicity so you can see it. He's a guy too, he knows. But I was just giving my spiel on it because he started giving his own spiel about it. And I'm like, yo, bro, look, it's not, the way it's showing up is not real. And then I sat down on the bed and he's still looking. And he looked at me, he said, you right. I said, how you figure? He said, I'm still seeing your synchronicities. I see a Subaru coming up right now. He said it can't be real. It can't be real, and it has to be a reality because you're radiating something so powerful that even when you're not looking and I'm looking, I'm seeing your synchronicity that you just told me about. The point of it is that matter is not material at all. It bends to the whim of the viewer and the observer. Yes, there are universal laws that are occurring within this reality that we abide to because we built the laws. So it's just about uncovering them and learning them and applying them, right? But you are bound by nothing in all reality. You are transcendent. Now you can say you are bound by your soul, with your soul, but you are your soul. So there are some people that say there's no such thing as free will, and I'm like, on this level, maybe on the level of you believing you're a human, there's no such thing as free will. But if you associate yourself as your soul's will was to come here, and that will was free. So if you associate yourself as the human, yes, there's no free will because you think you're a human, but you're not. Your soul, the soul is directing the play. And the human is trying to make different decisions. And then there's a bit of free will because you can even choose to ignore the soul. But you'll still be at the whim of the soul. Energetically, something might happen, a traumatic event, because you're ignoring the soul. Or this might happen because you're ignoring the soul. And the soul's trying to converse with you about what it wants you to do. It's you, though. Right? Thank you. I like the live, share the live, give gift if you feel called to. Where in choice comes into reality forever now. I don't know if that was a question or if that was a statement. True, if there wasn't free will in every action we take, it would be pointless indeed. There are infinite possibilities, infinite potentialities within reality. You're bound to an appearance on the surface, but within the different realities, it is always altered. Ooh, agreed. You're not from Jax, are you? Look familiar. I'm not from Jacksonville. I'm assuming that you're saying I'm not from Jacksonville. I did live in Miami for about a year, but that was 2 years ago. I lived in Miami, but not Jacksonville. Okay. The soul you wants you to stop interacting with all of this. I'm just being honest with you. I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to keep it real with you. The more you stop, even with me, the more you stop interacting with this particular reality, I'm not saying just shut the reality down, but that's really what your soul wants to do. It's tired. in this particular way. It's like, all right, you've experienced the physical world in separation for thousands of years. You can't give me a couple years to figure it out? Oh, you're just too busy still in the physical world. That's what your soul's saying. We've been doing this linearly in time, in a linear fashion, for thousands of years. This is what I told my friend to my brother, really, myself. We were having a conversation, and I was just talking about my personal ascension, right? And my incarnation, and how I dropped everything. I stopped working. I stopped when I was 22. I stopped. I was like, I gotta ascend. This is my job. I have to meditate. I have to get right. I have to remember. That's what I was telling myself, right? And I was explaining to him, I'm like, human beings within this incarnation will be mad at you that you took 12 years, it's been 13 years of your life to remember the secrets of eternity when you've been living this particular type of life for thousands of years. They don't remember, so they're tripping off me taking 13 years of life out of thousands of years to remember thousands of years of lifetimes, right? And especially in this reality, we take age very seriously. So if you're at a certain age, you ain't do enough. You ain't do enough. It's like, wait, there were things that I was doing that you couldn't see because you're locked into the senses. I'm conversing with what makes everything what it is through meditation, through contemplation, through being. You're too busy looking at the effect that you're not conversing with the cause. The cause is God, your soul, your highest self, right? You got to go back to the effect. The cause. This is the effect. The physical world is the effect. People don't tend to ponder on my words due to my age, and that's really the biggest problem because we see the body as having age. I'm trying to tell most people that you've been many bodies, and your spirit, your soul can inhabit any body that it liked. It chose this one for this particular incarnation. And this one, this body, how it looks, how it expresses itself, holds particular keys for you as a soul to wake up, right? So you look the way you look so you can attract a certain type of person, so that you can go through what you went through with that person to learn from that. You speak the way you speak so that you speak to specific people in a specific way so that they can be triggered or you can be triggered. It was all a game. Everything that we designed as far as looks in the surface reality, we designed it so that we can confuse each other about the surface reality. So when people come in here and be like, oh, you're handsome. I'm like, yeah, I know. I chose a good body, didn't I? I chose a good body because now you're coming in and judging me for being handsome. If you didn't think I was handsome, would you stick around? Right? So it's all a play on the game. Surface reality, and are you going to go deep enough to go past the surface? If you allow the surface reality to dictate how you see reality, you'll always be at the whim of the surface reality. Meaning, this is a good example, like the news. When they talk to you and tell you something, and you believe it on the surface as opposed to reading what they're really saying in their energy, you'll be at the whim of the news. You'll be at the whim of what's being projected in reality. So we can't be mad when things go left in the game. Why? That would say that would be making it real. You hit reset every moment. Every moment's the reset. Boop, reset. I'm in a new reality. You're only in the reality that you occupy mentally. But you hit a reset every time you just get back into the moment. Something went wrong because you took yourself out of the moment in mind, and then it came on the screen of consciousness in your life in the form of whatever it came in. For me, earlier this year, it was my Achilles. I tore my Achilles. There was something with it. I was daydreaming about something in reality, and I wasn't present. I wasn't here in the now. My body was in this space, but my consciousness was in another time. In my mind. So that split, there's a rift there. I'm not connected fully to the now. Now, when you're connected to the now and intentionally think about something, that's different. Now, when you're in the now and you just float off to subconscious land with all the thoughts that you've been thinking, all the bullshit, that's when you start creating realities that aren't in your favor. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Thank you very much. Liking the live and sharing the live pushes this out to people. TikTok algorithm is like that. So it needs you to push it out. It needs you to, do that. So there we go. Thank you. Let me do some taps on myself. Love and Blessings, the real prayer book. Bible comes from Ethiopia. Peace be to those who believe in the Bible as an energy source for them. Peace be to those who believe in Jesus Christ as a source for them. I'm never going to say you're wrong because that's not the nature of infinity. Infinity implies that every road's going to lead you back to the light, even if it's Jesus Christ. So much love to you and that belief system. But just know that I'm speaking to the Christ and you are speaking to the Christ as well. That story is our story. The hero story is your story. The ascension story is your story. You're attempting to reach back to the light. But you keep looking at another being 2,000 years ago that attempted to reach back to the light and did. You should be doing it. You're supposed to be in this incarnation reaching towards the light within your own beingness, and all of those things and stories are supposed to lead you back to you. Lead you back to the fact that you're trying to get back to God. You're trying to get back. And there's supposed to be signs and symbols for you to do so, not something that you bow down to. You should never bow down to anyone. You should never have someone on a pedestal. You bow down to the Most High, not figures of the Most High. Listen, you bow down to the Most High, not figures of the Most High. Jesus is a figure of the Most High. I am a figure of the Most High. The tree is a figure of the Most High. The sun is a figure of the Most High. You don't bow down to these things. You bow down to the Most High itself. And so it is for eternity. And we have reached that in the now. If you're staying here with me, if you leave and go somewhere else, if you're at work right now, and you're not even if you're at home, sometimes we'll be at home and we'll be at work. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Sometimes we'll be at home and we'll be with another person. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? You're not in the moment. You're somewhere else. You're occupying this space, but your consciousness is in another time. To be able to occupy that space, you have to be completely in this space, in mind and in body. Then from there, with that power and energy, then you consciously think about where you want to be. Consciously, boom. That holds more power as opposed to being pulled by those things unconsciously. And you're just sitting and now you're just daydreaming with no true aim or intention on the daydream. You're just daydreaming. And when you daydream without any intention, without consciously knowing that that's what you're doing, you're creating realities for the future nows that you usually is negative 95% of the time. The Most High Creator, the All Source Creator, name you give it, indeed. Some people call it I Am. You know what I mean? Some people call it the Ethers. Indra's net of jewels. The One, the Source. All that is. Many people call it many things. The thing about being in this human body, since we have language, we name things. And in the naming of things, we compartmentalize it. And we say that that's your God, this is your God. There's only one source. There's only one energy. When you're in the body and expressing from the body, it's always going to be dualistic because it's sensory based. So you're over there, I'm over here. Life, God, it's always based in separation. But if you could see the whole picture, that one entity created all of it. It's not tripping off what you're trying to name it. It's tripping off the fact that you're tripping. Why are you tripping in the first place? You worried about what I would call it instead of connecting with it. You worried about the shape of the earth instead of worrying about what shape the earth is in. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. I appreciate every single one of y'all. If this is hitting you in your heart, in your soul, and this is something that has touched you, you can donate in the now to my Cash App. I appreciate every single one of you. I truly, truly do. Here we go. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Let's get it. Okay. All right. All right. as the source, as the one, as the reason. As the source, as the one, as the reason. The one, you're the reason for this. You look around. The fact that you can look around and you're the seer of things. You're the one that's reaching out and grabbing things, hearing things, experiencing life itself. It's been you the entire time. With that being said, everything in your reality is trying to get your attention. Everything and everyone, even if they don't know it. Even if they don't know it consciously, they need your energy. They don't need it. They just think they do because they haven't found the God within them. But you have. You found the source of reality, of energy within you. And with that, knowing that energy springs out into reality and is felt by everything in the material world, including the other bodies, the other humans. They feel it just like everything in your environment feels it. Okay? So they either hate you for it or they love you for it. But even in the hate, they love you because they see an example in you. Wow, he's shining. She's shining. Whoa, what about life is making them shine? Life is trash. Life sucks. Money and rent, and that's how they think about reality. Right? If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Indeed. Indeed. Okay? Let's pin that up there. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the gifts. Thank you. I love and appreciate you. I truly, truly do. Thank you. For real, for real. Here we go. You can truly rest assured with me right here in this now. Feel me reaching out energetically and giving you a big old hug, my friend, boy or girl. I'm comfortable in my sexuality, man or woman. Feel me reaching out and giving you an energetic hug as if we're one because we're one. So rest assured that the reality has changed and you're in another dimension, especially if you're in this transmission right now. If you're in this transmission right now and you're able to withstand this energy and you haven't swiped it, that means you're of this energy. Let me say that again. If you are in this transmission right now, feeling me, and you're able to withstand it, that means that you must be of that energy. You're in that dimension with me. Even if it's heavy, that means you're there. I'm with you. Even if you see something in me that you don't see in yourself, you're there with me. So how could you not be it? You didn't swipe. You didn't leave this reality. Even if you do swipe and you like it and you just got to go, you can go. But you still know that I could have withstood it if I wanted to just listen to what he was saying. You feel what I'm saying? It's energy. Hence the reason why when you're around particular people and you speak in a particular way, they got to get up out of there. Because the vibration that you're giving off isn't conducive with their own. It's not that they're dumb. It's not that they're not wise. It's just that the vibration that they're on in this particular moment isn't in resonance with yours. It's magnetics. It's electricity. It's energy. So magnetically, we've attracted each other. So if you're scrolling through the For You page, there's something magnetically that's drawing me to you because we've been in this dance for thousands of years. And you're finally finding this version of you that makes sense to you, right? And it's the same thing within your reality. But you were born like the live, share the live. Thank you guys for the gifts. Like the live, share the live. Give gifts if you feel called to. Here we go. Here we go. We've been waiting for each other and trying to find each other beyond the family we were born into. Let me explain something to you. You're born into particular families to heal karmic ties that you had with those particular people in other lives. You do that from birth till when you finally rise. And you realize, oh shit, I had to get through that. Once I got through that, and it goes with friends, everything. Once you get through that energy, you're like, oh, it's time for me to level up. I can't stay with y'all. Because vibrationally, you won't learn your lesson through me. You need lower vibratory lessons, and I'm not a lower vibratory being anymore. So I must detach from that so that I can move forward and get higher vibratory experiences from other higher vibratory versions of myself, such as you, soul, or what we call soul family, beyond the human family we were born into. I hope that makes sense. fact we are born to lower vibrations is silly. No, the fact that we're born into lower vibrations should imply to you that we were giving off lower vibrations in other lives. We were living lower vibratory lives in other lives. In this life, consciously, we're here to be able to transmute that consciously. But if you keep thinking of it as if it's negative, as opposed to something you're learning from, you're keeping yourself in the loop and you're not evolving. You're keeping yourself in a loop. You have to learn from it because you didn't learn from it with those people in the other lives. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you. You guys can subscribe at the bottom as well if you want to become a part of my subscription-based community. I appreciate y'all, truly. Also, let me give y'all a quick glimpse. Appreciate y'all, truly. Also, let me give y'all a quick glimpse. I put up a video this rising from a live the other day. I'm gonna do the one from yesterday as well. That was a really good one yesterday. Timelines, the album is out now. You can go stream that if you will. My second book, Magic Music Triumph, you can get that straight to your phone or you can get it directly from me. YouTube, MoonManT. Subscribe to my YouTube just in case something happens with TikTok. The one-on-one sessions, some of the biggest ones. I just had a one-on-one session before I got on here. We were talking about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. You will get the testimonials to see how good these things were. You'll book a session and you'll get plenty of ROI or return on investment, right? I love and appreciate you. Here we go. Links in my bio. Please follow the steps if you want to book a session with me. Please follow the steps. When you click on the link, it's not that hard. It's just boop, boop, boop. Thank you so much. But let me make sure I'm following you. You are going off. Thank you. I appreciate your energy. I really do. Julish? I hope I said that right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It means the world. Where am I going here? Let's go here. Let's go Merkaba, right? Let's go Merkaba, okay? Energy fields, right? Vortices and geometric patterns that allow us to move out of the space and time that we're in. We do that when we travel in our mind. We travel to different realities. And in that traveling, we are bringing those energies back. See, here we go. You ready? Here we go. There are people that say, I got you. Here we go. This is about to be fire. I'm about to come off right now. Watch this. You ready? There are people that say, so if you're a psychic, if you're whatever, where do you see the world in 10 years? I'll say to them, it's not always a vision of what the world will be. It's a feeling. It's a feeling of what the world will be like in 10 years. And no matter how it shows up in the next 10 years, it will feel exactly like I felt within. Listen, I may not have been able to envision completely what it's going to be. Sometimes I can because I'm really good at it. But not all of us have that complete vision in our minds. Like we can just put it all together. I know what it will feel like in 10 years because I'm in the now of the 10 years. So however it shows up will bring that feeling. So don't worry about what it's going to look like. Worry about how it's going to feel. How is it going to feel that way? You have to feel it now. It's not coming. See, what's going to come is not going to invoke the feeling. It's what you're feeling is going to invoke what's going to come. It was a reverse, y'all. It was a reverse. They wanted you to believe. Thank you for the gift so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They wanted you to believe that the feeling would be invoked by getting money, by getting love, by getting joy, by getting things in this reality. No, you get those things when you feel that. Beyond that, I am happy even when I have no money. Because if I was to be happy just because I have money and I lose my money, then my happiness goes away. And I'm sad again. That means that my happiness and joy was conditioned on the money. I had conditions on my happiness, conditions on my joy. And that's not what you want. You want to be joyous and happy regardless of what you have. And in that joy and happiness, you will attract everything that you're everything that you're radiating. Whatever you're radiating, you're going to get it back. That's why I say rest assured you're good. The lower vibrational beings in the fourth dimension feed off the energy of LB and the okay, here we go. Let me explain something to you. Right? We switch roles. Listen to me. We are everything. We are all that. Cali, peace, peace, peace. Cali in the building. Wherever y'all at on earth, put it in the chat. I love to see it. Here we go. Wherever you're at, if you're attempting to reach a different dimension, you switch places with those that were in that dimension. Texas, UK, fire. Syracuse, fire. That's New York. I'm around that. I'm around the bend. Kansas, Dublin, Ireland, Colorado, Jamaica, California, Phoenix, Arizona, Aurora, Illinois, Montgomery, Alabama, Tennessee, Chicago, Michigan. Come on, y'all. Touch my heart. Living in Indiana, but La Mesa, California. I hope I said that. Hope I didn't botch that. I remember what I was saying. Let's go back. Thank y'all for the roll call. Here we go. If you see yourself as existing in a particular dimension, say you see yourself as existing in the third dimension, and you wish to raise your vibration to the fourth dimension, those that you see as feeding off of beings in the third dimension from the fourth dimension, when you raise your vibration to that dimension, you'll be the one that you were talking about that was feeding. Listen to what I'm saying to you. You're switching places with those that are, every being from the dimensions that they're at are ascending to another dimension. So if you're a third dimensional being ascending to a fourth dimension, then you are the fourth dimensional being that was feeding on the third dimension. Whoa. And then if you're reaching the fifth dimension from that fourth dimensional state, you're trading places. Not really like that, but it is. You're trading places with those that were in the fifth dimension. And now you're the fifth dimensional being projecting the fourth dimension, which is projecting the third. You were always that. It's just that you were going back in reverse. You were going back home in reverse. And then you were there, though. Once you get to a certain point, time is not real. So you were always there. You never left. You were projecting this to have an experience of being in the third dimension, or to raise your vibration to get to the fourth and then to the fifth. While you're here, it's your job to connect with that part of you. How? By thinking of things holistically, thinking in terms of there's no separation, there's oneness, we're one. That thought brings a specific energy, then moves things out of your way. It changes the entirety of the reality. It brings this third dimensional reality back into the fourth dimension. So if you are thinking in a fourth dimensional way, fifth dimensional way, and that has become your base vibration, what do you think the world is now? Somebody please put in the chat. If we've been thinking in a fourth and fifth dimensional way, and that's our base vibration now, what is the world? What is the earth? What is this universe now? Please, somebody that might get what I'm saying. Tell me what the world is now. Tell me what this universe is now. Yes. 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 Yes, Amanda. Yes, Amanda. Yes. Yes, Kyle. Yes. Yes. Here we go. I'm trying to get it. There we go. Listen to me. A higher dimensional perspective, while embodied on the planet, is the higher reality. Those who are thinking in a separate way, they don't have power. That's not power. You're thinking that's not real. You're thinking of things separately. That doesn't hold any energy. That's fear. That locks you back into the third dimension. The third dimension is the perspective of separation. So you don't really have any power in creation. Those of us that are thinking in a fifth dimensional way, fourth dimension, fifth dimensional way, and that's our base vibration, we have turned this earth and this universe into a fifth dimensional universe, a fourth and fifth dimensional universe. Listen, and those that are still playing out the third dimensional drama are just playing out the third dimensional drama. Even as they're playing it out, they feel and sense a oneness. They don't know how to say it. They don't know how to put their finger on it, but they feel it. Even when they're interacting with people, they're like, I don't feel right doing this to you. I don't feel right you doing this to me. There's something that I have this feeling, this oneness, that if I harm you, I feel like I'm harming myself. Oh, they feel it. Even in what they call their third dimensional drama playing out, we are already in the fifth dimension. You're already there. You're just clinging on to old third dimensional ways of being and manifesting. right? So we still take step by step. I go to work, I make money, I can take the money that I make from work to buy something. That's step by step, third dimensional time thinking. But if you were a fifth dimensional being, you could think a thing and it's going to come as you walk within your hologram. It's not necessarily even about the money anymore. But you are bound in your mind by your old third dimensional habits. That's why the synchronicities that you experience are timeless. You see them all the time. It doesn't matter if it's night, day. Your synchronicities don't care about time. It's beyond time. It's showing you things that are beyond time. But you live in time, so you're like, all right, maybe Wednesday I'll follow that synchronicity. Maybe Friday. But those synchronicities aren't bound by time, and neither are you. But you think you are, so you're just like, I still got timeline stuff to do. I got work. And all the while, these other timelines are surrounding you, trying to say, hey, maybe you might want to just jump on this one and throw caution to the wind. At some point, jump off this timeline and jump on another. You can, or you can live the same day for 50 fucking years, if you want. Or you can follow the white rabbit and go beyond the matrix in your mind. Right? And this is me talking to myself. I'm talking to y'all like I'm talking to myself like, hey, look, you know the synchronicity. You know the signs of your reality. You know it. You know it. Let's just be it. You know? What's your view on proclamations? Do they work? Yeah. I mean, even as I'm speaking, I'm creating. It's vibrations. That's why it's vibrations. So when you're saying a thing with intent, you're creating. Listen to me. The proof that our words and what we say affects the material world. Peace to everybody here. Thank you so much for being here. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Please subscribe at the bottom and become a part of my subscription-based community if you feel called to. Here we go. The proof that the vibration of your words are affecting matter is in the water. They do water experiments to where when you speak something to the water, you say it, and water shows you, water's like matter, but like the closest thing to non-material that we can get that's material. You feel what I'm saying? That's what water is. It's the closest thing to non-material that we can touch. So it's fluid, so it can be affected by the vibrations more easier than the wall. Listen to me. And then when you're talking to the water, you can see the ripples. You can see, if you say, I love you to the water, the geometric patterns of the water will be bright and they will create these amazing artistic patterns. But if you say, fuck you and I hate you, all those the vibration of that will affect the water in that way. It'll be discordant energy and messed up. Similarly, we are supposedly comprised of water. So as you're speaking, as you're thinking, the same vibration that you were giving to that water is the same vibration you're giving to your body. Listen to what the fuck I just said to you. If we can see that we affect the material world through sound using water, water is the closest thing that we can get to that's material, that's closest to non-material. So when you speak to it, you affect it. If our body is comprised of mostly water, and what you speak affects water, what do you think you're doing to your body? What do you think you're doing to the world? It's subtle. It's not a pronounced thing you just see instantly. It's a subtle change. But the more you do it, the more the subtle becomes pronounced and becomes obvious. Whoa. But it has to be a consistent practice. Frogs croaking and you just woo, pin that. When you have a frog in the water and it's reverberating, it's the vibration, it's showing you. It's affecting. Its vibration is affecting the water. Now, you're so powerful that it's not just the water you're affecting. The water is the closest thing to material that's not material. That can show us how our vibration affects things. But the wall is no different. I'm no different. You affect. If you were to come on here and someone was to type in here, fucking hate you, and I wasn't aware as I am, it would affect me. I could feel it. Even in the typing. You don't even have to be up here with me in the visual. You could just type it and be like, fuck this guy. And if somebody said fuck this guy in the chat, y'all would all feel it. Y'all be like, ew, I don't like that. Whoa, what was that? No, don't talk to him like that. You would feel it because we're all affecting each other. We're one. We're one. So as one, we must act as one. We must act as we are one. We must converse with each other that way. We must hear each other. We must love each other to such a degree that goes beyond our prejudice about each other. The surface reality, your skin, your hair, these surface things that are actually illusions that we chose to play to confuse each other. That's why we did it. To see if you're powerful enough to see past what you see. We are more powerful together than alone, 125,000%. I agree. 1,000-fold. I agree. Right? They are trying to destroy our connection. Indeed. Every time, see, even with the internet, the Wi-Fi, even us doing it, we got to go within more. Like when we're not on this, we got to be within. If you got work, you got all that stuff that you're doing, do that. But I don't take excuses. If there are going to be people in my life, I don't want to have to remind you to meditate, right? I don't want to have to remind, just for my personal incarnation, if you're going to be around me. Because if you're not doing that, then that means that you're outwardly directed. And the more outwardly directed you are, the more anxiety you pick up from the reality, because you think you have to do more to be more instead of being to get more. So in your doing more, you get tired and then you look for sources of energy. And since I was within doing my work, you feel it within me. Then you start to try to latch onto my energy. You start to try to either argue with me or love on me, love bomb me too much. Chill. Love yourself deeply enough to love me equally, as opposed to attaching to me because you haven't been loving yourself. Right? So that's just what people in general, friends, romantic, it doesn't matter. You have to love on yourself enough to where you're not being codependent on someone else's energy. Right? Detached in a way. Loving unconditionally, but detached to the way like, oh, okay, I don't need you. I don't need you. I want you. I love you and I honor you, but I don't need you. Right? The needing is putting you back into the illusion, because everybody lives in your heart. Everybody lives in your mind. I missed the explanation for 5D element in that situation. Could you manifest as a 5D figure? It's going to be... Do you know how it's in the dream, it's moldable and malleable, and yet you still feel like a human? You still feel like a person? You're not really that human. You can morph into anything. You're just so used to being a human here that when you go to the dream realm, you're kind of bound to that because your imagination hasn't gone further than just being the human. So it's the same thing in what we call the fifth dimension. You're going to get full memory, though. You're going to be back. Right now, you can imagine yourself being a dragon. Right now, you can imagine yourself being that. Yeah? Doesn't mean you're just going to turn into a dragon right now, but you can imagine that. But since you think you're a human here, when you go to the dream realm or the fifth dimension, fourth dimension, fifth, whatever, when you go to these dimensions, you're kind of bound by that. But at the same time, you know and feel that I could be anything. I could be flying. Thank you so much. I could be flying. I could be, it doesn't matter. Right? So you got to start thinking of this as an imaginative happening. This is an imagination. So that means that your imagination is the most powerful and potent thing ever. And you imagine earth and human and life and all that stuff. The real you did. Everything exists from within, indeed. Thank you for the gifts. You guys are fucking jewels, man. You really, really are. This is what keeps me going, keeps me pushing, keeps me, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you've been doing this for years linearly, and had people that haven't respected it, that have ignored it, called you crazy, crucified you, so to speak. Yeah? Where I'm from, I'm very popular. Very, very popular person from where I'm from. I was known to be a particular being. I was known to be wilding, you know what I'm saying, wilding out. Wilding. Musician, popular, handsome, like they say in this reality. I have a twin brother, and we both were like that. So we the gods. Not only that, but we come from a musical reality. Our parents were in the industry, so that energy, very popular. But once I changed, and I stopped associating myself as those things, I started to associate myself as my soul. and remember that I incarnated in this body, and I chose my brother, and I chose my family. I chose the friends that I would meet. I chose the experiences that I would have so I can finally rise to the realization that the moment was all that there ever was, and that I was not the person that I thought I was. That's where we all have that existential crisis of identity. We don't be knowing who we are. We're like, who am I? Who am I beyond my nursing job? Who am I beyond the money? Who am I beyond this relationship? Who am I beyond? Who am I? And this is the burning question that we have within this reality. Who am I in this? And why am I here? That's the question that we avoid by doing. We think that the more that we do things, the more that we can identify with the things we do. I am coming off. Channel through me, God. We avoid the burning question of who am I? We avoid that question with doing, because we think that the more we do, the more we can associate ourselves with what we do. And then when we finally stop and just sit down, we ask the question again, who am I? Am I you, or me, we, or each other? There's only one, so you can say it however you like. Thank you, man. Okay, but it's okay. We're home, y'all. Just chill. I know. Just explaining home. I'm just explaining how it feels to be in this particular energy, because we're already here. You're already here. It's just me giving you an explanation with words about how you've been feeling and what you've been doing within this reality to distract yourself from coming back to your soul. Now we are climbing back to the experience by the action indeed. And the action is inaction. The real action is inaction. Okay, so when you're inward, you're doing so much. You don't have no clue what you're doing when you're in. You're moving shit. You're moving existence out of your way. You're molding it into the reality that you'd like to. That includes the politicians. That includes the politics. That includes the countries. That includes the wars. That includes me. When you're doing, I'm a version of you that you've been manifesting. And you, me. We're doing that simultaneously with each other. There's only one. So the me that's showing up is the perfect me that you wanted to show up, even if it's something that you don't like. And vice versa. So in that, we are projections of each other. I've been hearing that inaction is action, rest as resistance. Indeed, this is my point though. We think that Eli, you are going somewhere. Like you came from, we was there together, but we were all there together, but those that are younger than us just came back from there. Let me tell you again. Those that are in their body that are younger than us just got back from there. So they're retaining more of it. That's why they're 16, 17, 18 and talking like I'm talking at 34. Does it make sense? They just got back. That's why they're young in the body. They just got back from there. I just got back. What's this? Oh, shit. I created this. Oh, who out here knows what's going on? Let me listen to this MoonManT guy. He might know. Oh, I kind of felt that that's what it was. But I'm only 17. In comparison to the other humans that are here that are fucking 40, 50, 60, 70 and still living very earthly. Not a spirit in sight. Right? So it should show you that the generation, even though the generation below us seems to be lost in technology, they are in a way, but there's two sides to everything. There's two sides to the coin. So there's versions of us that are very young, that are godly, that are up. They're not their body, their souls like you. Listen, get it out of your mind that age defines you and the body defines you. No, this is the reason why when you're talking to someone who's very young and they're like I'm talking about, sometimes it be 8-year-olds, 7-year-olds that you think like you're a grown-ass person. How are you expressing yourself that way? What in you is allowing you to do that? It's not just that you were just taught by your parents to be like this. There's a soul that's dwelling in you that been here mad times. Now, I've been here mad times. I've been here mad times. The fact that I'm here as a baby again within this realm shows you that I did mad work in the last one. So I'm going to wake up earlier than you did. I rose when I was 22. Some people are rising when they're 10, 11, 12. That means that their last life... Okay. Let me do the reverse. Okay. Those that are younger than us on a soul level and experience-wise are older than us. Okay, right, cool. So when I'm gonna use Eli as an example. Eli is 17 years old, from what I remember. Maybe I'm mistaken. Eli is 17 years old. So let me explain something to you. When he was born, I was 17. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. When Eli was born, I was 17. He's 17 now. So that means that when I was 16, he might have been 83 and just about to die and get into a new body in 2007. That's reincarnation, right? So when I was 17, Eli was born. But when I was 16, Eli might have been 70 or 80 or whatever he died but he was on Earth. He might have been a very enlightened person on Earth while I was alive and just passed on and just got into another body. And now at 17, very wise and up and at him, because in the last life he almost did it, but he just has a couple things to right? And that goes for all the beings that are in that younger generation. I'm looking back, I'm like, damn, I'm 34 years old. Like, I'm 17 years older than you. Granted, I rose when I was 22, but even 17, I can't imagine being around other 17-year-olds and talking about the nature of reality. No, it's crazy. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel close. So I appreciate y'all for being here, for existing, for being with me in the now. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube just in case something happens with TikTok in the next couple of days. Time doesn't really feel relevant here anyway. It's not. It's not. And I think that's my point, is that we are soul beings, right? The body has a set age and all that good stuff, but we keep jumping in and out of bodies. That's the point. These are our avatars. We keep jumping in and experiencing the body. Your level of connection to your soul will dictate how you experience this reality. Now, if you don't have a full connection to your soul, you'll think that this is the real world and you'll live life this way. Very earthly, I'm my body, I'm my age, didn't do enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not enough, what is this? Oh, fuck life. You'll think that way, but when you connect to the soul you, that is the reason for all of this, you're like, oh shit, I designed this on a higher level. All right, so let me just chill in it. Let me get grounded in it so that soul can shine through me. It's effortless. That's why I said inaction is action, because you keep trying to do human shit when the soul don't need you to do a goddamn thing. Just like your blood doesn't need you to say, blood, run through my body, run through me now. It's just doing it. Cells, work cells. You don't have to tell your cells to work. They just work. It's the same thing with the soul. Everything's mirroring each other. It's all a game. It's all an illusion. Once you stop trying to control life, once you stop trying to control reality, reality will bend to your whim. That's how it works. But the more you try to grasp onto it, the more, similarly like with relationships. If you try, I'm trying so hard, you're doing too much. You're forcing. Relax and allow things to flow, and then things will